emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe with the speed of thought, changing the world, one brain at a time. This is Last Call, the final order report from Green Brain Comics.
Howdy, Brainiacs. It's time for Last Call, your one-stop preview for next month's best comics and your last chance to pre-order before the print runs are locked and loaded. I am Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer here at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on what's hitting our shelves starting Wednesday, March 11th, and what you'll want to pre-order by this Sunday, February 15th at midnight. The final order report, or the last call, and Green Brain Comics are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or grab the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or log into your existing one to order. Pay securely and make sure you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to spotlight items from this week's Last Call for confirmed orders carousel. Let me show you around real quick. In the preview window behind the orange banner is everything that may be in store for you and waiting for you to pay for and pick up. Behind the green banner is all the menus we will be looking at today. But first, before I go on, let me show you the menus behind the green banner. You can search all, you can look at preview pages, you can look at arriving soon. That's everything on the invoice that's coming out this Wednesday. And the Last Call menu here is what we will be using today. Below this, you can search events, manga, and collected editions. All opportunities waiting for you on the Comichub website and app. Once you click through on the Last Call menu, you see you can scroll top to bottom. Everything's alphabetically listed with thumbnails for cover art. And before I move on, I'd like to, before we go too much further, let's go to Small Press Comics. And Small Press Comics this week is brought to you by Klezmageddon, the fantastic klezmer metal band that provided our theme song for today. Okay, now the small press that's on final order this week. We have a new facsimile edition of Betty and Me, #1, with a classic Dan DeCarlo cover and a retreated Dan DeCarlo cover. This comes out on March 11th and is from Archie Comics. Ooh, yeah, better do that. Eyes up, son. Next up in small press is Babs, the Black Road South. This is #3 of 6 from Garth Ennis, Jason Burrows. Pickup is a new one-shot from AWA Publishing, which seems to be reorganizing and getting back to the shelves. This is a 56-page one-shot for $6.99, written by Michael Coast with art by Philippe Cunha and Sabine Rich. Got a B cover by Allison Sampson. Shipping on March 18th. From AWA. Next up from Boom Studios is the second issue of The Center Holds. That is the new series from Larry Hama with art by the late great M.D. Bright and a cover by Joe Quinones. Minor Arcana #15, Jeff Lemire. And over at X Posse Holdings, we get a new one-shot from Mark Spears, this entitled Midnight Man. It's a brand new one-shot set in the record-breaking Mark Spears Monsters universe, introducing an all-new superhero, Midnight Man. Who is he? Where did he come from? And how does he fit into a world overrun by monsters and madness? All will be revealed in this standalone origin issue that launches a bold new hero into the monsters universe. Every legend has a beginning. This one begins at midnight. Mark Spears, X-Posse Holdings, all covers from Mark Spears. Good times. Then from Ignition Press, we get a second issue of Just Brutal. This series debuted this last week from Dennis Hopeless and Bram Revell. Has some cool monsters in it. It's in the fantasy section. Dick Tracy gets a St. Patrick's Day special from Alex Segura and Craig Cermak. Gotcha Man, number 16, Inaki Miranda cover. And Where Does the Rainbow End? Number 3 of 4 from Francesca Parillo and Stefano Cardicelli, who did this A cover. Mad Cave Studios debuts on March 11th, the new series from Kurt Pyers and artist Jock 51. What if all the secrets housed in Area 51 leaked out into the world? Who would be responsible for that mess? Who would be responsible for cleaning it up after the president's screw-up son Harvey gets in trouble with the law? His dad calls in a favor and gets him assigned to the real-life Area 51, aka Hangar 51. This new series debuts on March 11th from Mad Cave Studios. Kurt Pyers, Jock, who did this A cover, and Michael Avon Oming cover on B. Let's see, this is SHP Comics, Aerotech number 4. This series has been selling out for us. Sex with Robots, 5-issue series. Amp Comics, House of Lothar, number 2 of 3. Antarctic Press, Ninja High School 201 from Ben Dunn. And Crossfire, it's a new one-shot from Al Hartley, Pat Jankovic, and cover artist Sean Spanky Paella. Oni Press presents Crownsville, number 5 of 5, capping off that miniseries from Rodney Barnes, Elia Bonetti, March 11th. Also on March 11th, High Strangeness, number 5, also capping off that miniseries. On March 25th, we get this cool-looking one-shot. I think I may have ordered it before, but I haven't got it yet. From Adam Felp, we get the new 5-issue series, Electric Chair, a one-man comics anthology featuring 36 pages of brain-melting psychedelia. Tune in and drop out to comic strips featuring cartoonists, back-issue dealers, and Lou Reed. I don't see Lou Reed on the cover, though. It's got brains, it's got fun, it's got mushrooms. It's Electric Chair, number 1. Hey, we get a new one-shot. This is first of 3 one-shots from Roman Dirge's Lenore. This entitled Blood and Money. Enter the world of Winnie the Pooh as only Lenore and crew can do. Didn't mean to rhyme that, but yeah, that's the script. From Roman Dirge, we get several covers from this series, including a Roman Dirge cover on A, Kit Wallace on B, another Roman Dirge cover. Available on March 18th, Roman Dirge's Lenore. Udon Press presents Street Fighter Masters Karen, number 1. This is a one-shot by David Lumsden and artist Tovio Rogers, who did this A cover. The spotlight falls back on Karen Kanchuki, world-famous martial artist and CEO of the Kanzuki Zaibatsu. Karen has always sat on the top of high society, but now punk rock slot fighter and fellow heiress Olive Ong threatens to take her down a peg. We got a couple different covers. A cover, Tovio Rogers, who does interiors. Mikan and Shardanik on C. It's Street Fighters Masters Karen #1. One shot. From Dark Horse, we get Mega Ghost Volume 2. This is the first issue of this new story from writer Gabe Soria and artist Gideon Kendall. Also from Star Wars, we get the new Star Wars High Republic Adventures Pathfinders. This new series is written by George Mann with art by Partha Pratim. I think that's the only cover that we have access to at this point. Yes. Let's see. On April 1st, no foolin'. It's Magic the Gathering Untold Stories Jace #1. Jace Bellerin is the most talented mind mage of the U multiverse, a master of telepathy, illusion, and memory distortion. Jace's heroic feats are tainted by a duplicitous past that threatens to unravel him at any given moment. Dive deep into Jace's lost memories to uncover the manipulation by his mentor, Tezzeret, in pursuit of dangerous magical artifact with the potential to reshape or destroy the multiverse as we know it. Written by Michael W. Conrad with illustrations and a beautiful A cover by Caitlin Yarsky. It's Magic the Gathering Untold Stories, available on April 1st. You can special order these cool variants. Cover B from Francesco Francavilla. Alexi Bricklet. And that Caitlin Yarsky on A. It's Magic the Gathering Untold Stories Jace. From Dynamite Entertainment, we get the second issue of Archie crossing over with Army of Darkness. It's a Deadite Party from Eric Burnham, Bill Gilvan on interiors, Francesco Francavilla cover on A. Harley Quinn and Elvira #5 from the Classic Castles to Cosmic Chaos. It's Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Palmer with art by Juan Samu. Amanda Connor cover. Return of the Prodigal Daughter. It's Sonia Reborn #6 from Christopher Priest and Raphael Samararo. A cover by Stepan Sejic. Space Ghost #9, Francesco Mattina cover. And Return to Sleepy Hollow #5 from Casey Gilly and Savannah Meyer. Two more things from IDW this week. We got Star Trek The Last Starship from Colin Kelly, Adrian Bonilla, Francesco Francavilla cover. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures Continued #35. This will drop on the shelf March 25th from IDW. And that wraps up our look at the small and mid-level press. As we move forward into the program, we will look at Image Comics on Last Call this week. But first, I want to let you know that tonight, this very night, Saturday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, our pals over at the Senate Theater are showing a film by Tony Scott, True Romance, a classic romance from Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette. This roster is fat-packed with a killer's row of fantastic actors and great moments. Classic cinema that you can experience in person at the Senate Theater. SenateTheater.com for more information. That happens tonight, 8 p.m. All right, moving right into Image Comics. All of these books, I believe, are debuting on the 11th. We got a few at the bottom. All right. Yeah. So there's been a lot of hustle and bustle around assorted crisis events. I'm glad to see this title finally getting some traction and some momentum. It's been a fantastic reading experience, and so many more people are catching on that I wanted to make sure even this next issue gets some attention with these beautiful covers by interior artist Eric Zawadzki. A Nicolaj Villager. Kind of got a Christian Ward vibe to it. And this is a theme that you will see pop up a little bit more in these Image comics this week. It's Invincible month, and we get variants on almost every title this week. This is a classic Invincible team-up variant by interior artist Eric Zawadzki. It all happens on March 11th. Assorted Crisis events. Blood and Thunder number 11 of March 11th. With an Invincible team-up variant by interior artists EJ Sue, Michelle Masasike, Sassarasakorn. Die Loaded number 5. This is the Invincible team-up by Chloe Brailsford variant. And Dork returns with a second issue. Another series that's been super hot. We sold out almost immediately. Dork number 2 from Brett Bean drops on March 11th. Brett Bean cover on A. This is not a Brett Bean cover. I don't know who did that cover. It's very nice. Got a C cover that is the Invincible team up by Brett Bean. And Free Planet continues their new storyline with issue number 10. Dune fans will enjoy exploring this expansive new world, says Publishers Weekly. Free Planet also gets a Invincible team-up variant by Jed Doherty. Cool. Very nice. Geiger number 22. The Northerner, Dead America, Part 3. With an Invincible team-up by Gary Frank. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, 326, Lee Weeks cover. And Chris Mooniam, Invincible team-up variant. Look, you get all the Joes on this one. There's the ninjas, there's the big giant guys with guns, and then there's Invincible. King Spawn number 53, March 11th, with Lucky Devils number 7, sauntering to an end from Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. Rogue Sun 33. Seasons number 9 kicks off a new storyline from Rick Remender, Paul Azaceta. And a Paul Azaceta Invincible team-up variant. Very cool. Ooh, look, we get some nice detail on this zoom. Hooray. Cool. That is not Paul Azaceta, is it? Huh. All right. Next up is Spawn 373 with a Brett Booth Invincible team-up variant. Spawn, Sam and Twitch, Case Files number 22. Uh-oh. It looks like Christmas Murder. A couple months late. Transformers number 30. End of a story arc. Who will lead the Autobots? Beautiful David Nakayama cover on A. Daniel Warren Johnson on B. Jorge Corona on C. And a Joshua Cassara Invincible team-up variant. Oh, Clock the Blockhead. And we get Undiscovered Country number 35. Only 2 issues left. Do make sure to special order this. All right. Witchblade number 19. Invincible team up by interior artist Giuseppe Cafaro. Nice. Good team up. And Invincible gets a new foil edition for #1 reprint. This is $4.99 for this foil version. And for this foil version, I'm not sure what the difference is. Oh, I see. It's the two different artists. Nope. Corey Walker, Bill Crabtree, Corey Walker, Dave McCaig. All right. We also get a reprint variant by Ryan Otley. Cool team shot. Oops. And a Invincible team up variant because... Oh, no, that got messed up. Sorry, bros. All right. So we'll do it like this. So, Super Creep Show was a one-shot that came out a couple of months ago, and it was pretty popular. Had some good creators on it. Spinning out of the Creep Show franchise over at Image Comics, they have now created a new miniseries premiering Earth's mightiest superhero horror stories from Kieran Gillen, Rosie Gifford, Ryan North, and Derek Charm. On interiors, we get an A cover by Pi Par, Carmine Di Giandomenico, Cool Spider, Derek Charm, and an Andrea Milana die cut variant. Oh, but I'm going to jump back here. There is also an Invincible team-up variant from Rosie Gifford with plenty of blood as required by every other Invincible cover. You got some nice innards there. Oh, we got a nice zoom on image this week. We got all those variants. Great stuff. Super Creep Show available on March 18th from Image Comics. Get those special orders in. And finally, from Image Comics, the debut issue of the new miniseries premiere from Patrick Kindlon and Effic. It's Tigress Island 1 of 5. A group of down-on-their-luck actresses are kidnapped to an island prison run by a sadistic female warden. Working together is their only chance of escape, but trust issues abound. Action-adventure inspired by exploitation films. It's ridiculously fun. It's seriously sexy. It's Tigress Island #1 from Patrick Kindlon and artist Effic. EPHK. Epic? Epic, we'll call it. That drops on March 11th. Got a B cover also from Epic. Luana Vecchio on this polybagged variant. And Caladan on the D variant. It's Tigress Island #1. And that does it for Image Comics this week. And, I got that out of order. What are you going to do? This is beautiful. So check it out. The next section, DC Comics this week, is presented by Brain Candy. This is Brain Candy number 75. It happens this Monday, February 16th at 7 p.m. inside Green Brain Comics. We stay open late for this fine event. It's our diamond anniversary, our 75th episode of Brain Candy, featuring music from This Life We Lead, the prose of Sylvia Hubbard, the poetry of Tommy Blount, and the visual artistry of Emmanuel E-Man Bates. It all happens at Green Brain Comics this Monday, the third Monday of every month, February 16th, for free. More information at Green Brain Comics. And then we move right on into DC Comics. All right. So it's a good thing. First off, by the way, I'm a little bit late presenting this week. There's been some sicknesses going around the store, and I'm glad that I was able to find some time this morning to get this out. But consequently, deadlines are a little bit tighter. But I did get a chance to let the last call list kind of cook for a little bit, and lo and behold, when I opened it this morning, there was a bunch of new printings for a bunch of new Absolute comics that I can't wait to get back in, and I bet you may be very excited about it as well, because we get the very exciting part 2 of the Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman storyline. Absolute Batman in Hell number 16 gets a second printing that drops on March 18th. We also get a foil variant of that issue for $7.99. Also same day dropping is Absolute Batman Arc M Special number 1. This is a one-shot with a second printing with the original cover by Joshua Hickson, and a Derek Chew variant on B. Absolute Batman number 18. It's on final order this week. This next new issue of Absolute Batman drops on March 11th from Scott Snyder, featuring interior art by guest artist Eric Canet. This is Absolute Ivy's tendrils continuing to infect Gotham City. We got a Nick Dragotta cover on A, Mahmoud Esrar on the B cardstock variant, Declan Shalvey on C, Brooding, and Giuseppe Camuncoli on the D cover for Absolute Batman. We get a second printing of Absolute Superman number 11, cool Brainiac cover, and a new Sean Isaacs cardstock variant for that second printing. Also get a second printing of Absolute Superman number 12, original art from Rafa Sandoval, and an Ejikuri cardstock variant. Number 13's back in print with a second printing, Rafa Sandoval, Steve Scroce cover. And we get new printings for Absolute Wonder Woman number 12 with this Hayden Sherman cover, Ricky Agawa cardstock variant, and Absolute Wonder Woman number 15, the first part of that crossover with Absolute Batman, gets a new printing dropping on March 18th with this slightly recolored original cover, a foil version of this, and then we move right on over to Bleeding Hearts number 2. This series just debuted this last week. Lot of interest in this new book from Dennis Camp, Stepan Morian in interiors and cover. A B cover from Alex Heckman-Lawn. DC crossing over with All Elite Wrestling number 2 drops on March 11th. And we get a Gian Galling variant that I find amazing, striking, pretty cool. Digging that cover. Detective Comics 475 gets a new printing, Enter the Jokerfish. And that new printing is $3.95 on newsprint, and then we get a foil version for a couple bucks extra. In the aftermath of DCKO, Green Lantern Corps number 14 kicks off a new storyline with this not final art cover by Fernando Pasarin, written by Morgan Hampton, and an Ariel Cologne cover on B. That's nice. Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes number 4 continues this 6-issue miniseries by Erica Henderson. And Harley pops up on the cover of Sirens Love Hurts, the new series that just debuted this last week from Teenie Howard and Babs Tarr. Babs Tarr cover on A. Derek Chew on B. Action Comics returns with 1096, Kicking off a new storyline, the search for Superman starts here. This series was taken over by Stories of the Past from Mark Waid, Skylar Patridge, that focuses on the Boy of Steel, but they do definitely connect with events in the current day DC universe. This storyline is Reign of the Superboys. Got a spot foil variant on B. If you've been reading the DC KO series, you'll find this cover kind of interesting. Action Comics 242 gets a facsimile reprinting of the first appearance of Brainiac. And Supergirl 11 kicks off a new storyline, Hero of Candor. Sophie Campbell writing, doing interiors, and a Dan Mora cover on A, Reign of the Superboys. B cover by Terry Dodson. Jeff Deckel. Wow, very nice. Leslie Lyrics Lee on the Women's History Month variant. And a Skylar Patridge corner box spot foil variant. As well as the Reign of the Superboys connecting cardstock variant on Supergirl number 11 drops on March 11th. Woo! Here's a big one, folks. If you are caught up on Aquaman, pardon me, a big reveal at the end of the last issue, tying in with DCKO. I have no idea where it's going from here, except for right into this new storyline called The Empire. The series has been renamed Emperor Aquaman. All hail Emperor Aquaman. Jump into a fresh start for the King of Atlantis and beyond. After the events of DCKO, Aquaman finds himself on a journey of self-discovery where he must launch a brand new mission imbued by Omega energy, the very essence of conquest. To reach across the stars with the power of the blue, our king must first defeat the Crimson Queen and free his friends and family from her evil clutches. What is Arthur's ominous connection to the Omega that threatened to tear apart the very fabric of reality in the KO tournament? Find out in this jumping on point that answers the question, what does it mean to rule with absolute power? From writer Jeremy Adams, interior artist John Timms. We got a John Timms cover on A. This is a pretty cool cover too. Riding a starro looking starfish. What the heck's going on? He's the Emperor. Nathan Shirty on B. Kyung Yom on this cardstock C. Jorge Jimenez on a spot foil variant. Anthony Marquis cardstock variant. And Guillaume March. All for Emperor Aquaman, debuting on March 11th from DC Comics. And that does it for DC Comics this week. Let's move on over into Last Call for Marvel Comics. And this week, Last Call for Marvel Comics is brought to you by BRAINSCAN. It's our weekly live stream preview of New Comic Book Day. From the floor of Green Brain Comics, it's BRAINSCAN. It happens Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. right here on YouTube. Join your host, Katie Merritt and Monty, as they give us a high energy intro to a fascinating week of new releases. BRAINSCAN, Tuesday, 6:30. Join in. Be a part of the chat. All right, Marvel Comics, moving right on. It's the hunt for salvation on the road to Armageddon. It's Captain America number 8. Chip Zdarsky, Han Bazaldua on interiors, and Valerio Schiti cover on A. Godzilla Infinity Roar number 1 gets a second printing with a David Marquez variant. Infernal Hulk number 5, Nick Klein. Mark Spector, Moon Knight continues with number 2, Jed McKay, Devmalia Pramanik, and Paulo Sequeira on A. Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four gets a second printing, this recolored version of the A cover by Greg Land. Planet She-Hulk number 5, Ashley Vitter cover. This is fun. I like that. Silver Surfer, the first issue, the all-new book-length Marvel epic, gets a facsimile reprinting on March 25th, featuring beautiful interiors, iconic interiors by John Buscema, written by Stan Lee. Sorcerer Supreme drops on March 18th, new cover by Lyrics. Amazing Spider-Man number 24. This is part 4 of Death Spiral. Lee Bermejo Amazing Visions variant. And Ultimate Wolverine number 15. Chris Condon, Alessandro Capuccio on interiors and A cover. Ivan Tao on B. And the Ultimates 22, limping to the finish line in just a few issues by Dennis Camp and Juan Frigeri. It's Captain America versus Red Skull. Jonas Scharf cover on B. And an Inhuck Lee Ultimate Special variant. Might be a spoiler too. It's Ultimates number 22. Yeah. Cyclops 2, March 18th. Magic and Colossus number 1 gets a second printing. David Nakayama cover, recolored. Wade Wilson Deadpool number 2. Shadows of Tomorrow. Ben Percy, Jeff Shaw. And part 2 of Danger Room in X-Men 27. Jed McKay, Nitho Diaz. X-Men of Apocalypse, Simone DeMeo cover. And debuting on March 18th from Paul Jenkins and Christian Rosado. He's been an Avenger, a Dark Avenger, and a Thunderbolt. The Sentry is back, but so is the Void. From creator Paul Jenkins comes a bold, high-stakes epic about Marvel's most dangerous hero, the Sentry, a man with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns and the dark entity born from his own psyche. On March 18th, the Sentry number 1 debuts with this beautiful Alex Maleev variant. Cafu, looking a bit like Greg Land there. Francesco Mobili. Jay Lee, coming back to the character he helped create. All on Sentry number 1, March 18th. And debuting from Marvel Comics and the last focus on Last Call this week, it's Captain Marvel Dark Past. I wanted to make that sound brutal. It didn't work. The legacy of Ms. Marvel as a cosmic level being. Captain Marvel has saved universes, thwarted alien invasions, and even defeated a god or two. But when an attack on New York, bolstered by a mysterious group called DNVR, exposes a dark past of Carol's family history, she's forced to answer. She's forced to question everything she thought she knew about that Danvers name. Yeah. Carol suspects that answers lie in an investigation she was forced to drop when she was a journalist, and has lost memories from her past as Ms. Marvel resurfaces. She's faced with her toughest battle. Paul Jenkins on this title too, right on. Paul Jenkins is back at Marvel with interior art and this A cover from Lucas Verneck. We get a B cover from David Nakayama. J. Scott Campbell. and Joel Jones on this 250th homage. Huh? Oh, I think that's a take on the 250th anniversary of America. Joel Jones. It's Captain Marvel Dark Past, debuting on April 1st from creators Paul Jenkins and Lucas Vernac. That is our final title on Last Call this week. Yeah. I would like to thank you all for tuning in to Last Call this week. That's all the comics on Last Call, and you've got until Sunday at midnight, February 15th, to lock in your pre-orders for these and many, many more. Remember, I'm just showing you the periodicals. There's all kinds of graphic novels and hardcovers and novels and books. All kinds of stuff is available to you on Comichub. But just make sure to send and confirm those items in your Comichub cart before the deadline, Sunday at midnight. All right, let's see here. Let's do that and then that. Thanks again for tuning into Final Order Report. We are spreading the love of comics and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks.
Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe with the speed of thought, changing the world, one brain at a time. This is Last Call, the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.